Jesus says, I'm not an easy catch. I'm high maintenance. Count the cost. April 13th, 2015. Words from Jesus through Sister Clare, spoken by Jackie. Jesus began, You see, I'm not an easy catch and I'm high maintenance. So if you really mean it when you say, I want that kind of relationship with Jesus, then you will have to undergo many sacrifices and streamline your time to be with me. Tell them about your hours, Clare. Well, for instance, my basic day is picking up food for the food bank and perhaps a short trip to the store, picking up prescriptions, taking the dogs and cats for a good walk out in the pasture behind the house, dinner, dishes, and basic everyday cleaning, spending time with my husband during a meal, or sharing spiritual things, which all adds up to about 4 hours of maintenance. Then in the evenings, maybe 4 to 6 hours of correspondence with all of you and our helpers. Then worship, listening for the message, recording it, and putting it up, which is another 4 to 5 hours or so. And in between this, I need 2 naps about 45 minutes long to rest my body. With the rapture looming, I've cut out anything like repairing clothing, shopping at the thrift store for clothes, watching a movie with my husband, more exercise, and cooking my favorite foods. I love to bake. So your life has changed considerably in the last few months? Oh yes, Lord, thank you. I'm very happy with this schedule. There have been sacrifices, but none of them can compare to being with you, sweet Jesus. And so you see, dear brides, there is much you will have to sacrifice if you have not already streamlined your lives. And I'm giving this instruction not just for you, but for those left behind, so they will know what this kind of relationship takes. You will never for 1 minute regret leaving these things behind. But as Clare stated earlier, and as I warned her, a big time-consuming project is the perfect time for Satan to use his strategies of distraction to slowly suck the life right out of you by sliding away from me due to increased activity. So how do you handle these projects? Easy, you don't do them unless they are absolutely necessary and you keep up your daily maintenance. Believe it or not, 1 day of prayer missed is a very serious matter. It's the little foxes that spoil the vine, and it begins with just 1 day at a time. The next day, something else pressing steals your prayer time. The next day, more things come up, and now you are in the habit of putting me off. And unless you take drastic measure to get back to me, it's like the tide going out. You're drawn far away from me and our home in your heart. So this is what these sacrifices look like. Happy you will be if you count them as nothing and bring your life into order, into a God order. It may not happen overnight, but if you work at it every day, I will be with you helping you make the right choices. And when you slide backwards as Clare inevitably does, I tell her, I will help you make better choices with your day tomorrow. And we are back on the right track. Lord, I can just hear it right now. What about people who have to work or go to school? I have no easy answer. Again, it is how badly do you want this kind of relationship? Badly enough to change your lifestyle so you have fewer bills or relatively none at all? Is the career you are being educated for truly my will for your life, my perfect will? Or would you be happier in Africa out in the bush bringing souls to me? Does your work reflect your complete devotion and love for me? Or is it financial security you are living for? You see, there is no easy answer. You will get scorn and contempt from the world if you opt out of the world. Are you ready to give an answer? Or walk away without an answer to family and relatives who see you as being irresponsible and a loser? Or are you so in love with me that none of that even matters? Or are you willing to hurt inside and lose the support of family and friends who draw away from you because of your foolish choices? There is no easy answer. I can just hear it now, but I'm married. If you're equally yoked, that will not be an impediment. Possible objections from listeners. I have a good job and great income. I've worked for this position for years. My retirement is secured, etc., etc. You may not be alive next week, let alone 10 years from now. What could you be doing to build up my kingdom with the skill set you have developed? Or perhaps I have a different plan, not using you in what you have cultivated, but using you in something you are totally unprepared for, so you will have to rely strictly on me to accomplish it. Well, from my experience as a nature photographer 30 years ago, you would not allow me to get near a camera after I dedicated my life to you. Yes, because you reeked of the world every time you picked up a camera, and I couldn't stand the stench. Well, I figured that. In its stead, I gave you the gift of music and teaching. Oh, I love the gifts you gave me, Lord. I knew what I had created you for, my love, and I knew you would love this work and you were willing to completely die to the past. So you came to me empty and I filled you with my will. Oh, how many are willing to give it all up? How many? Count the cost. I'm not an easy catch. I'm very high maintenance, but the benefits are out of this world. I love you all, my aspiring brides, and as you empty yourselves of yourself, I will fill you with myself. For those who would save their lives will lose them, but those who would lose them for me, well, they shall indeed save them. Go now and consider deeply the cost. I will be waiting by your side to hear your decision. You have only to ask, and I will help you. I have given you my heart. I have given you my spirit. Now, what are you willing to give me?